Chris.
Good evening. How's it going?
It's going okay. How are you doing?
Exhausted. This is the end of the 60-hour work week for me. So I'm a bit tired, but
Yeah. And this is silly season for sure for you guys.
yeah. Feels good to be at the end of it though. And I mean, not the end. We have another 60-hour next week and probably the week after that and the week after that. But it feels good to be past the first one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. At least now you know what to expect. Well, hopefully you guys are getting overtime for that.
Oh yeah, 100% we're getting overtime and bonuses and all kinds of stuff. We get paid well, but it's just putting in the work is, rough.
Yeah. Well, putting in the work is never a problem when you're getting compensated for it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this year it's kind of an extra headache because we lost a lot of people for obvious reasons and brought in a bunch of new people. So there's like half the head count in the building are just clueless, doing the wrong thing. So it's like the extra bit of stress.
Yeah. Hey, Mulek, James, how you doing?
Good. Hey, guys. I have to apologize. I did not realize how bad my mouse clicks. I was watching one of your recorded shows, and all I could hear was my mouse going click, 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 click.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Ken. How you doing? All right.
Good.
Looks like
I got to go to a doctor Monday for my knees.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on. I literally just over the past few weeks, it feels like I think everybody here has probably been drunk before. So imagine standing up and you're just wobbling. Like I can stand up, and if I walk with a limp, and I can't, it's weird. Like my knees want to lock up. It's just, I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing in the world. Never had that kind of problems before. And I was like, I got to go see an orthopedic doctor.
Yeah. You have...
But there's no pain. I'm not hurting. That's weird.
Yeah, that does sound a little odd. Well, hopefully it will be something minor and easily treatable. And with that, I will say welcome everybody to session 24 of the Sword Coast Chronicles. I am your host, DM Galabond, and tonight I am joined by the players on the Discord and the Roll20. We have Chris, we have Michael, we have James, and we have Ken. And last time, before the Thanksgiving holiday so rudely interrupted our game schedule, but last time we were playing, the party members had met a couple of druids who seemed to be, well, actually there were several druids and some soldiers that they were with, who seemed to be in opposition to the nasty river pirates that assaulted the party members on the river. And they are very interested in finding out perhaps if the party members know anything about an alliance between the river pirates and this cult of the dragon. Now, party members probably don't know anything about that, but between what they know about the cult of the dragon and what the leader of the Circle of the Scarlet Moon druids knows about the river pirates, they may be able to put something together. So they have arrived at this camp, and we are going to go ahead and move over to the map here. As we had pointed out last week, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit for the benefit of the chat. Um, there is a there's a large tower here up towards the top of the hill. As you can see, this whole thing is a hillside. Um, the party members are down here at the bottom of the map, and there are several camps on the sides of the hill where people are gathering in anticipation of apparently what is supposed to be a uh, celebration of some kind, and that they have heard a little bit about. Um, the uh, druids said they would go on ahead and tell Elizar Dryflagon that allies are here and try to seek an audience for them with him so that they can state their case about what they know about the cult of the dragon, and they can potentially discuss some alliance with the druids in fighting not only the evil cult of elemental water, as they claim that the river pirates are connected with, but then potentially also turning their attention to the cult of the dragon. So, what you see before you is you see a ragtag bunch of people that some of them look like druids, some of them look like travelers, some of them look like just commoners, and then there's even a few that don't quite look like normal folks that you would see camped out on a hill with druids. Um, and there's definitely a weird collection of people around here. So you all kind of have um, a bit of freedom for yourselves. Right here next to you, at this camp in the base of the hill, I'll go ahead and zoom in on this one. You see several people sitting around that look like they might be druids. And there's two elk that are far too close to them and acting far too casual for them to simply be wild elk, because wild elk would normally be so spooked and running away from people. Now, having said that, when Maverick walks up, these elk do kind of, their ears sort of do that thing, and their tails sort of get that, um, sort of anxiety posture, and their eyes are just locked on that giant hyena, um, wondering what is it doing here and what's going on. Um, Off to the other side, you all can see there's a camp, and maybe a couple of other druids over there, and they have a brown bear that's just lounging by the fire with them. And the brown bear doesn't really seem to give a rip about the giant hyena. But Falazur, Rusty, as big and well trained of a steed as he is, that's still a brown bear, and he's still not quite sure what he thinks about that. He's not going to. He's well trained enough not to bolt or anything, but you can sort of tell by the way his flanks are quivering a little bit, that he's got a bit of anxiety about seeing that thing over there. So, what would you guys like to do?
Mulek, first of all, will make sure that Maverick doesn't bolt towards any of these animals, and he'll just go up and make sure to communicate to Maverick, you stay close to me.
And when you just casually walk up to that hyena and interact with it, there's stirring from this camp over here. And this person is going to stand up and will make their way over towards you. And this person is she's a human woman, and she calls herself Faria. And I'll put that in the Discord. Okay, one of the druids at the lower camp. It's a female human named Faria. And Faria says, looking at Mulek, she steps forward. She says, "Oh, brother, that is certainly a strange companion that you have." And then as she gets a little closer, she looks and she kind of says, "Oh, I thought with such an unusual companion like that you would be one of us, a druid like ourselves. Come, share our fire."
Oh, glad to. My name is Mulek.
I am Faria, and these are my friends. And she points to the others. There is Iniri, who is another female, and then there are two men, Mahoon and Virigo, and they all give a greeting. And they say, or Faria says, "Are you here for the ritual of the Wicker Giant?"
It appears so. You were just traveling the area and came upon your merry band of folk here. How long have you been here?
Oh, well, we are with the circle of the Great Wood, and I'm not consulting any kind of Forgotten Realms lore. So, those of you who are familiar with druids, you have heard of the Circle of the Great Wood. It's one of those that is found in this part of the Sword Coast, and they don't lay claim to any protecting any specific forest. They just seem to be protectors of all the forests in the area. We are with the Circle of the Great Wood, and we are hoping that these brothers in the Scarlet Moon Circle can help to unite all of the druid circles, and that this ritual of the Wicker Giant will help to bond all of our brothers and sisters together in support of the natural world, and drive out those who would want to harm it and hurt it, and let people find harmony with nature.
Yeah, I noticed you've got a couple elk near your little camp here. Are they with you?
Oh, yes, they are not pets and not companions, but they serve as eyes and ears in this part of the wood, and when they knew that we were in the area, they just decided it would be good to spend some time with us, and we always enjoy seeing our friends.
Well, you can,
And
if you can communicate to them, let them know that my pal Maverick here will be no threat to them.
and she takes a look at it and she says, "Oh, yes, of course. They are unused to seeing such a creature in these parts, but I could tell from the way it stands, it is not in a threatening posture. Um, where did you ever find such a creature? It's very unusual to see hyenas in this part of Faerun."
We just bonded recently. It was a creature that appeared to us the other day, and I developed a quick bond with it. It's kind of amazing.
Well, yes, it is. I mean, there's all kinds of strange stories going on, and um, this weather has us all concerned.
What stories have you heard?
Well, there's been stories of kidnappings and murders and disappearances, and of course, uh, there's an elevated activity with some of the orcs, as if something is distressing them, and they are attacking neighbors that have lived side by side with the orcs for generations and have never had any trouble with them. So um, lots of strange goings on. Uh, it's almost as if it's a sign that some evil is coming. And I think in light of that, all of the druids must band together and be prepared for whatever evil may come. Uh, have you heard any strange stories, or are you aware of any troubles?
Well, as a matter of fact, my friends here and I are trying to locate a band of cultists.
Cultists?
Cultists, yeah. Um, the main cultists we're looking for, they dress up, got some red garments, and they've been caravanning from the south up to the north. Have you happened to see any type of weird looking caravans that have been traveling up this way?
No. We came from the east, over yonder hills, and we have not been to the south. We do not know. And she kind of points off towards the northeast, in that general area. That they came from that way. You, um, if well, we'll just say that this is something that that Mulek would have a chance to do at some point. If you kind of think about the orientation of where you are to the tower and the direction she's pointing, um, it's sort of off in the direction of the stone bridge, which was north of where
we
you were on the river. So they're probably from somewhere off to the east of the stone bridge.
Yeah, we ran into another rowdy band of pirates on the river just the other day as well.
Pirates. Well, now come to think of it, this morning, one of the circle of the Scarlet Moon brothers came by our camp and was telling us to beware that there are a group of people in this area who venerate um, old Hydra of all creatures. Can you imagine anyone stooping to venerate old Hydra. I mean, the Lord of tidal waves and whirlpools and destruction, destructive rainstorms. How could anyone venerate such a awful creature?
I don't know. I'm not one to promote or justify any type of destruction or evil acts towards others.
Oh, of course you're not. Of course you're not. Well, we are being so rude. Oh, friends. And she turns to the rest of you. Come, share our fire. We have food and drink. We have mead and meat. We have some vegetables and some sweet fruits for those that would prefer non-meat meal. Come, what are your names? What are your names? And she looks at Falliger.
My name's Falliger. This is my horse, Rusty. Pleasure to meet you.
And a fine steed he is, too. Enormous animal.
Well, he's a special breed. He's one of a kind.
Oh, well, and you. And she looks over at Brock. What's your name, sir?
You can call me Brock. Yeah, we'll leave it at Brock.
Brock. That is a strong name. And you. I hope you don't mind my saying this, but you're not what I would expect from a half-orc. You're most distinguished. I'm rambling. And you, sir. And she looks at
Thaldor.
Thaldor. Yeah. I keep wanting to say Doors of Fear, and I know
that's because it's my Twitch moniker and my old character name. No, I'm Thaldor. I come from Phandalin, and these are my group of friends that I'm traveling with.
Oh, you're from Phandalin. I was through there not long ago. Lovely town.
Thank you.
So you know where we're sleeping tonight, or what's the deal here? I mean,
I suppose you came with the other druids. They welcome everyone. Do you not have tents of your own? If not, we can make space by our fire for more bedrolls.
I'm cool with that.
Well, I guess as good as any.
Okay. And as you guys are talking, the elk come over, and they're sort of over here. And one of them sort of wanders over and just starts sort of sniffing at Brock's coat for whatever reason. But it's just they just seem completely unconcerned.
I'll give him a few pats cautiously.
Yeah, they are not they are not opposed to that, or it accepts you patting them just fine. And then Furia looks beyond you guys and sort of waves over towards camp over here to the east, and one of the people over there just sort of raises a hand, but doesn't come any closer.
Faria, you mentioned this ritual of the Wicker Giant. When is this ritual supposed to take place?
Oh, I believe it is supposed to take place tomorrow at sundown. There will be feasting tomorrow, and there will be some activities, and more of the Circle of the Scarlet Moon brethren will gather, and then oh dear, and she turns and she looks at Mahoon, and she says, Mahoon dear, what did they say the name of their leader is? And he says, dry something, Elias or something like that. Yeah. And Faria says, yes. Well, he is supposed to speak tomorrow, and then they will light the wicker giant aflame to symbolize the purification of the land. Say,
and is this ritual only for druids or those who are of your kind?
Oh no. As you can see, and she points to some of the other camps. There are others who are pilgrims and travelers and simple farmers, and even some very very interesting visitors. And she kind of leans in, and she will point. And I'm going to use the arrow tool to show the direction that she's pointing. She will lean in to Mulek, and she will point off this way. And she says, "There's even some up there that they keep their faces hidden, but they came in with wargs, if you can believe it. You know, could it be that some of the folk attracted here could be goblinoids? I don't know. It's very. If they are able to even bring allies of goblinoids to help fight against the evils that are plaguing the land, then that's wonderful. That's wonderful."
Has anyone spoken to that? Anyone from that camp?
Oh, I haven't. And she looks, and the other druids around the fire, they shake their heads that they haven't talked to them.
I lean over to Faldor. Say, did you get that?
Say what, Mulek?
Did you get that? Did you see? She was pointing to there's another camp up here. Possibly some goblinoids.
Let me take a peek. I've got the. Is it what time of day is it? DM?
Midnight, I think.
It's getting close to midnight.
Okay, I can only see 60 feet with my goggles. And if it was more visible, unless they're around a fire, I could use my eagle eyes to see.
There is a campfire over there. Now, the thing is, you guys, it's not the what the hell do they call it? The elevation lines. The elevation lines are not delineated on this map, but from the path that you're on here to the next path up here, the land rises about 20 feet. And then from that path up to the top of the hill, it rises about another 70 feet or another 50 feet. So it's 70, the tower, base of the tower is about 70 feet above where you are. And this path here that the camps that she was pointing to, um, they sit about 20 feet above. So yes, you can see a fire up there, but it's kind of high, and if people are sitting down on the ground or laying down on the ground, you really can't see anything other than just sort of the glow of their fire sticking up above the ground.
10-4. You look, I guess we have to check it out in the morning and see who these people are. I mean, and probe around, I guess.
Yeah. Let me send Casper, see if he can gather any intel for us, and I'll command Casper to go and kind of hover up above that campsite to see if it can see anything.
Okay. As he flies up, two things happen. The first thing that happens is that you all hear, floating on the night breeze, you all hear the sound of a fiddle. And there's the fiddle is playing a merry tune. It's like a jig or a reel, some kind of a dance, and it appears to be coming from farther up the hill and a little bit off to your north and west. But you obviously can't see who's playing because they're at a higher elevation than you are. But that sound is floating down. And then as Casper gets over to this area, you can it can see, and whether you're looking through its eyes or
No,
it
he's too far
communicates
away.
back.
Yeah, he's too
Okay.
far away for me to see through his eyes. So he'll just have to communicate what
Okay.
best he can.
He communicates that he sees tethered back away from the camp. There are two what he calls big evil dogs or big evil wolves, and then around the campfire, he sees a tall, ugly goblin. Or actually, he doesn't know the word goblin, but you get the sense that he's communicating that there's something that reminds you kind of from the description of what a goblin would be, and that they're bigger than what you would normally expect a goblin to be.
And there's just one or multiple?
There's three.
Three, okay.
He also, or it, Casper will also report that there are more brown robes. And when it says brown robes, you kind of communicates similar to the people that you have been talking to. There's more brown robes at another camp that's also nearby that one with the ugly goblins. And then Casper seems very afraid of whatever is at the camp directly to the north of you.
Can I discern what the nature of what it's like, how it's afraid?
It is afraid. Because they, it says, men, not men. And then when it realizes that trying to communicate that way doesn't make sense to you, it then tries to communicate beast men.
Hey guys, so Freya here just told us of this interesting group up here and I point that direction. Jasper took a quick look, and they're definitely looks like some type of goblinoids, but bigger than normal, as well as some big, ugly wolves. Definitely not the type of creatures that tend to be friendly. And some other stuff, but maybe we can talk about that in a little bit. And I kind of give like a look like, we might want to step aside to have a little chat when we can. I didn't want to, kind of the look that I don't want to have the discussion around these other druids.
Well, it's been some time since we had a hot meal. I think I'm interested in that first. And he just kind of like starts trying to get some of that warm food.
Okay. Well, you notice that the strange weather pattern here continues. It's been unseasonably hot during the day, but as the sun goes down, a chill quickly grows in the air. It's not windy or anything, so it's not wind blowing a chill through you, but just the air itself seems to get very cold. And in the light of the glow of the fire, as you look around at the vegetation, the sparse trees and the grasses and the shrubs that are around, you can see that they all look like they are dry. We're getting to the time of year that you would have a little bit of rains in the late fall, and some of those would possibly turn into early snows. But it hasn't been raining much, and it does seem a little dry here, and the heat during the day is definitely weird, and but the night is reminding you of the season, that you're into autumn, and the daytime should feel like autumn, but daytime it still feels like it's summer. So something is definitely strange in this area. And they will allow you to share their meal. And obviously, if you all have your own food that you want to cook over their fire, they're fine with that. And they will just generally talk about. They don't talk much. They will answer any questions that you have, but they will otherwise just sort of seem like they're waiting and hopeful that this ritual that they have come for will do something to help with all of the troubles that they've heard about that are going on. And as you are getting close to finishing your meal, you all notice on the path a figure is coming towards you. And as it gets close enough for those of you that have dark vision or the night vision goggles, and then close enough for those of you that rely on the glow of the firelight, you can see indeed that it is one of the people that you came to the hill with. And the person walks up and says, "Oh, good, friends, you're still awake. I know it is late, but if you have some time, Elizar Dryflagon would like to speak with you tonight."
Okay. We supposed
All right.
to follow you?
Oh, yes. If you can, your animals can stay here if they want. Now, Mulek, what happens, or how long does Maverick stay around? Is it until dawn, or is it until?
Yes, it's till dawn.
Okay, till dawn. Okay, all right. So, if you tell it to stay, it'll obviously stay. And
I'd rather keep Maverick with me if that's okay. I'd rather not spook the other animals around here. Is it okay if I bring Maverick with me?
And she looks a little bit dubiously at you, and Faria says, "Oh, he'll be fine with us," and comes over and starts scratching Maverick behind the ears. "Oh, come on, boy. We haven't seen one like you around here." And she pulls something out of her pocket, and it's clearly she recognizes this is a carnivore. So she pulls something out of her pocket, and you realize that as as she starts to open her hand, that what she's got in her hand is actually a live mouse. And she takes it and she just holds it right up there and lets Maverick just go and chomp down on it. And then she just like scratches him under his chin. And he's like, "Oh, okay, and he seems very interested in whether or not there may be more of those.
So before leaving, I'll look at Maverick and I'll say, "You stay here, but come if I call," and I'll start following.
Yeah, and so Maverick seems to acknowledge that. So all right. So then she will turn around, or the soldier will turn around and start to head back up the path. And as you get to, so you guys can follow at any time. As she gets to about here, and yeah, I actually need to.
I'm gonna have something, and I'm gonna have Casper just flying up above, just keeping an eye above us.
Okay.
In the dark.
All right. And I'm just, because of the way the scale of this map, I'm putting you guys over here, and yeah, Rusty's not 4 times the size; he's twice the size.
All right, Rusty, you stay by the fire here and don't cause any trouble.
Okay, I was wondering why things looked a little out of scale, and it's because of the way this map was made. All right, so as you walk up this way, and as you get up to about here, everybody can make me a perception check. Okay. All right. Well.
And Mulek's passive perception is 20. I don't know if that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. With Falashur and Mulek, you guys both notice something about the two people at this fire. They are human, but they seem somehow a bit feral. And I mean, they have tents and everything, and they're sitting there with fires, and they've got tools and weapons, and looks like they have some armor laying over there that probably belongs to them. But something about them just seems feral. And as they look in your direction, just notice people walking by. As they look in your direction, you catch in their eyes reflect the light almost in the way that an animal like a fox or a wolf might reflect the firelight from its eyes.
Can we tell how long? Does it look like they've been camped out here for a while or longer than the other group we were just with?
No,
Okay.
it's you can't tell by looking how long the groups have been here. You get the sense that they kind of have all arrived in the last few days, as they have heard from people in the Circle of the Scarlet Moon. They've heard about this ritual that's going to be happening. And they have been drawn to this place, and so it's not like they would get here and just wait around here for weeks for this. And it's like they are coming because they know when this ritual is supposed to be. But yeah, they don't they watch you guys, but they don't have a menacing appearance, and they don't look at you like they're threatening or anything like that, but they're just clearly they're interested in seeing who's walking by. But they do have a look like they're studying you, perhaps like people that are wary of potential enemies and just looking to see what, assess what the strength of somebody is in case, they need to deal with that person later, if that person attacks them.
Can I tell what type of creature it is?
Oh, they appear to be human.
So they look human, but there's something a little bit odd about them.
Yes, something a little bit odd. Yeah, kind of feral in their. You can't quite put a finger on why they look feral, but then that detail that you notice about their eyes reflecting the firelight in the way that a almost like a predator's eyes would reflect the firelight. So you notice that, and the druid just sort of waves to them, and they don't respond, and keeps on, and she keeps on, or he keeps on going. That they use one token for all these, and it kind of looks like a girl, but some of them are women and some of them are dudes. So, all right. So they lead you up, and they will lead you into the tower. And in this particular map, they don't have a good interior thing. So what I am going to do is I am going to just bring us, I'm going to go to, whoops, close that, go to this level, go here, copy you, then I'm going to go over to this level, and I'm going to paste you and bring you to this level. And then I will go back to this map, and I will grab these guys and bring them over here. And then I will grab these guys. And I will bring them over here. Oh, no, I'm not going to bring him over here. Don't need him. All of these guys will be there. Okay. And then I will go ahead and I will collect your tokens. Get you guys all in the same spot. Okay, where are you? Are we all standing on top of each other? No. Okay. We have two people that aren't paying attention. Okay, there we go. All right, so we'll grab these guys and we will move them over here and put you guys on this map and then bring this here. All right, so you guys are in a room. As you walk into this tower, you see that the tower is got at least 3 levels to it. And this lower level here appears to be kind of barracks and sort of a there's parts of it that are set off like one part is a little area where they have created like a little shrine, and there's a couple of druids over there that appear to be meditating near this shrine. There's some places where people have laid out bedrolls, and there's actually a couple of commoners in here that look like they had been either sick or injured at some point, and there's a couple of druids that are tending to them over there in that area. And they take you to some stairs that are, looks like it was an original staircase, but the staircase was in bad repair. So they have built a scaffold and they have reinforced the stairs with scaffolding, and it looks like they are repairing this staircase. But you use this temporary scaffolding stairs to get up, and they just climb right up it, and it's perfectly fine. It's very sturdy and everything. And you go up to the second level, and in the second level here, you see a few of the people that kind of remind you of soldiers or perhaps rangers or something that were with the druids that were down by the river. And they are up here, and a couple of them are off to one side with wooden practice weapons, and they are, um, sparring with each other. And somebody else, looks like maybe someone who's a bit senior, is standing there, arms crossed and sort of monitoring theirs. And you kind of you see this motion every now and then, like they point at somebody, like some sort of technique or something, and they bark out something like too low, keep your guard up, stuff like that. And so then they go up another set of stairs, again reinforced with scaffolding, to a third level. And this third level is a clearly kind of the leader's sanctum. There is a um, space over there where there is a bed, but this is not the bed of a leader who is opulent. This is a cot that has some furs stretched over the frame of the cot, and has another fur that's folded up at the foot of the cot, and then kind of probably a straw-filled pillow. There is there's a couple of crates that look like they are empty and turned upside down that pass for little tables beside the cot. And then over in this other part of the room is a uh, desk. And again, this desk looks like it's created out of found materials. There's some planking that's been put together and whatnot. And there's a gentleman, kind of a distinguished gentleman, that is there. And uh, there are three soldiers that are in this room, and they're kind of over next to one wall. And they, it's like they are there as some sort of honor guard or something, but this guy is like clearly not paying any attention to them. And no, I'm sorry, there's two of them over there. And the person who's been leading you walks up and says, um, uh, Elizar, these are the strangers we met near the river. They had trouble with the cult of the crashing wave, and they have come to aid us. And they also bring news of potential allies of the cult of the crashing wave, some who follow Tiamat. And so this person steps aside, and the man behind the counter, or the man behind the desk, he looks up, and he is sort of an older man. He's got robes on. He's got a pipe that he is smoking, and he's been working on some. He's working on something there. He's got some papers in front of him, and he says, "Oh, that's very good, very good. It was very good of you to bring them to me. Ah, yes, hello. And he stands up and he's got kind of a smile and he seems like he's kind of spry for an older man. Got gray in his hair, and his beard also is gray. He carries himself a little bit like maybe at one time he was raised in a noble house or something like that, but his hair is kind of all over the place and his beard is kind of all over the place. So he is not much of one for keeping up a personal appearance, and from the odor coming off of him, he's also not one for bathing very often. But he has, just sort of walks out in the rain to take a shower, I guess, is that kind of person, which kind of fits with druids. And he says, "Oh, well, I'm so glad you could come. I'm so glad you could come. Please, bring chairs over for them." And so the others, they run over and they grab some crates, and again, empty crates, turn them upside down and set them down for the four of you to sit there in front of the desk. And this Elizar character, he steps and he kind of does that thing where he sort of sits on his desk with one leg kind of up on um, and the other leg sort of stretched out on the floor in front of him. And he says, "Well, so tell me, you had trouble with the cult of the crashing wave. Oh, the crushing wave. What sort of trouble? What happened?"
Brock looks over at Mulek and waits.
Well, you could say that we were just minding our own business, going upriver, and they happened to attack our vessel.
"Oh, they attacked your vessel. Tell me, it wasn't that barnacled freak, Gar Shatterkeel, was it?"
I mean, I don't know about the name, but barnacles check out.
"Oh, gods. Oh, that's a nasty one. That's a nasty one. You're fortunate to be alive. He's a powerful spellcaster. He serves, he and that entire wretched cult, they serve that blasted old Hydra. This horrible, horrible thing. Just a creature of spawned by the very evil elemental water itself. Can you imagine following such a wretched creature? Well, we will burn them out soon enough. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you. Is it seems that maybe we have common cause. You want to deal with these cultists. We want to get rid of these cultists and send them back to a watery grave that they deserve. But we also now learned from you that they may be in league with cults that are loyal to Tiamat. Tell me, what do you know of this?
I'm going to produce a cloak out of my pack and kind of gesture towards the guardian in front of Elizar.
And he will come over and he will take the cloak and then he will bring it over to Elizar. And Elizar will look at it and says, "What am I looking at here?" So he's clearly asking you to describe, where you got this.
I'm gonna nudge Falliger.
Yeah.
It's a red cloak. It's a cloak that these cultists that worship Tiamat wear. Have you seen this before? Have you seen anyone in this area wearing this type of cloak?
No, I haven't. And then he looks at the guard there, and he says, "Have any of the scouts or the druids reported seeing such things?" The man shakes his head. Oh, well, we will have to be on the watch for this. You say they worship Tiamat? Oh, gods, that's horrible.
Not only worship. And Brock is just looking to his left and right, waiting for somebody to.
I'm sorry, I might be a little tired, but how can you help us and how can we help you? Let's cut to the chase. It's about damn 1 a.m. in the morning.
Oh. Yes. I'm sorry. Well, the long and the short of it is that tomorrow night we will have the ritual of the Wicker Giant. And the Wicker Giant, we will light the giant in holy flames. And if the hearts of those who are here in the ritual are pure enough, the giant will become living flame that will lead us in our assault on the stronghold of the cult of the crushing wave, and we will burn them out.
Hold on a minute. Can you define pure? Falliger, your accent's rubbing off on me.
Oh, thank you very much.
And okay, so tell the DM what you want to.
He says, define pure.
Oh, when he talks about pure flame.
When he says
pure hearts.
Pure hearts. If everyone in attendance.
Oh, pure hearts. Well, of course, they must be those who support us in our cause. We have already caught some spies from the cult of the crushing wave. One of them will be the first to taste the flames of the Wicker Giant. He's being held below. And we need to know that there are not more spies. You are outsiders. You are adventurers. Adventurers always have the trust of good-hearted people. If you will for me, after you get a good night's rest, of course, spend some time tomorrow going to the different camps that are on the hill and talk to the people that are here and be sure that they are here for the right reason. And he picks up a large sack from next to the desk. And it's kind of a leather sack that has just kind of a flap that folds over the top. And he flips back the top and he reaches in and he pulls out a green pine cone. It's not a pine cone that's been painted green, but it's like a green springtime pine cone, which kind of strikes you a little odd for the season of the year it is. But he says, for those that are here for our cause, Be encouraging to them. But if you find any that you believe are here under false pretenses, those that you believe that are against us, give them one of these green pine cones. Tell them that when the time comes for the ritual, they should hold these up and they should shout the words of the ritual along with us. And the pine cones will determine if their hearts are true or not. And they will taste the wrath of the wicker giant.
And what if they choose not to?
If they do not, then, well, we will deal with them in time.
Who controls this flaming giant?
The hearts of those who burn with righteousness, the souls of those who are filled with the light of holy wrath. We are the ones whose hearts will guide and direct the wrath of the wicker giant against our enemies. And his eyes just seem to sort of blaze, and you kind of look at the two people or the guards kind of over on the side, and they just have these feverish grins on their faces. They're just and they're kind of leaning forward into hanging on every word this guy is saying. He says, "Will you help us?"
So you want us to visit the people who are in your camp and ask them if they believe their hearts are pure, and if so, to hold this pine cone above their heads tomorrow night.
If they strike you as false,
Okay.
Give them the pine cone. Those whose hearts you deem pure do not need any signs of their worthiness.
Gotcha.
But those that you question, give them this pine cone. When they speak the words as the ritual is underway, the magic of the ritual will determine if they are telling us true or not. And if they are not true, then the wicker giant will deal with them. And then, of course, you will be able to march with us on the cult of the crushing wave, and we will burn them out of their stronghold. And then, my friends, when we have dealt with them, we will go and find these blasphemous followers of Tiamat, and we will deal with them as well. They think they know fire from one of Tiamat's heads. We will show them holy fire that they will never forget as they are burning to a crisp in front of the righteous.
I'll lean over to him, you look and whisper, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend."
Yeah, I don't know about this. All right, sounds good. Give me some of those pine cones. I think we know what to do.
And he hands the large sack to you. I knew you could. Now, please go rest yourselves. Be welcome. Be welcome. Thank you for your time tonight. Thank you.
Is there before we leave? Is there anyone in particular, any one of these groups of camps that you're concerned about? You want us to visit?
And he says, the cult of the crushing wave may be evil, but they are crafty. I would suspect anyone that seems like they are a druid, but does not pass your how shall you say, does not pass your smell test as an honest druid. Something that just seems off with them. Those would be ones that I would suspect.
Gotcha. Shall we go then, guys? I could use some shut-eye.
Yeah. I'm going to second that.
I'll need that cloak back if you would.
Oh, of course. And he hands it back to you. And then he walks back around, and even as you guys are leaving the this area to climb back down the stairs, he is already sitting back down at his desk and going through his papers again, and dips a pen in or dips a quill in some ink and starts writing something down.
Well, should we go then? Make our way back down, find a place to camp for the night. Maybe that first campsite.
Sounds good to me. That's where my horse is.
Yeah. Okay.
Maverick is too.
Yeah. So you guys should all be on this map as well. You can head back down. There's of course that. Well, as you're coming back down the hill, of course, there's this camp with the feral-looking people. You're just gonna head straight back to the camp where you were first, for now.
What Mulek would like to try is, as he's coming down, to kind of just maybe try to stealth. I mean, are any of the other druids following us down, or is it just us?
No. It's just the four of you. Yeah.
I think Mulek would like to try to, or I guess as he's coming down, talk to Thal'dor and say, "Hey, Thal'dor, I think we could try to see if we could overhear these guys over here in this camp might be talking about, or see if we can gather some intel. There's something off about them." Is Thal'dor with us?
Mike, you there?
I am.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I was zoned out for just a second, but I heard you that you were going to sneak down and see what was going on in the camp. I guess I'll join you.
Yeah, I was just seeing if these guys right here that we walked by, something looked a little bit odd, and as we come down, I'm thinking maybe we see if we can kind of sneak in a little close to see if we can overhear what they might be talking about.
Sure. Let me see how invisible I can get.
And I'm going to put on my goggles of night.
Me too.
Okay.
And I guess roll a stealth check.
I'm going to sneak.
Ooh.
Oh, God. That sucks.
Oh, you rolled a 1.
I know. I want to use an inspiration.
Okay. All right. I'll let you.
Oh, I forget. I have guidance too.
That's better.
Yeah, much better. Okay. Now, Mulek,
Yeah.
are you planning to be the one observing, or are you going to be having Casper do the observing?
Well, what I would like to do is get in close and then use look through, like kind of try to set off to the side and look through Casper's eyes.
Okay.
Overhead.
All right. So, how close do you need to be to look through Casper's eyes?
Just 100 feet. I have to be within 100 feet of Casper.
Okay. So, will Mulek then go past the camp first, and then, or he will stop before he gets to the camp? And
yeah, he's gonna try to like get behind a tree or a bush over here before coming down.
Okay. Okay. Then just make a. Oh, you did make a stealth check 13 to duck behind a tree. Okay. Yeah, you don't think anybody noticed you, other than Thaldor. Noticed you, but. And speaking of Thaldor, where did he go?
I can pretty much go right there. Nobody's going to see me.
Yeah. So, Thaldor, you go. You go over there, and then Casper, just lights in a tree and is able to be, quiet as an owl, and sort of looks down on these two, and they are talking there, and one of them sort of looks off into the sky and says, "Oh, well, do you think it's true?" And the other one says, "I don't know. These druids, they seem to know things. Maybe they're telling us true. I'm glad that this ritual is tomorrow night. It's only another 10-day till the full moon. I don't think I can go through another one of those." And the other one nods and says, "Yeah. I've had to be away from my family the last 2 full moons for fear of what might happen if I were there. I think my wife suspects that there's another woman. Certainly I can't tell her. I just hope these druids know if there's some cure and know some way of ending this affliction." And the other one nods and says, "Yes. Well, no moon tonight. No reason for us to worry. We should put out the fire and get some sleep." And the other one says, "Yeah, I agree." And they set about the job of putting out the fire.
I move back up to Mulek, make sure he's conscious, and then I whisper to him about what's going on. It's like, the lycanthropy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you would have heard all that through through Casper's eyes and ears as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, would Mulek know about what they're talking about?
Well, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask both of you, because I feel a little bit like that's player knowledge. So I just want to confirm, both of you give me a nature check and see if you would have no. It's not going to be a tough nature check, but hey.
Oh God.
Okay. Okay. Thaldor, there's something familiar about what they're saying, but Mulek, to you, it sounds an awful lot like lycanthropy. The condition they're talking about sounds awful lot like lycanthropy. And as soon as Mulek mentions that, Thaldor, oh, yeah, that's exactly what they were talking about.
We just wouldn't know what type. Like, we wouldn't know if it's dire rat or anything like that. Can I roll in perception? Well, because I saw them, I should probably did it when I. You couldn't tell by their looks. I wouldn't know where to begin.
No.
Yeah, it looks like they're here for some help.
Do you think they could cure them? I mean, I've. Can I roll religion to see if I know if they could be cured? I don't want to be precise.
Sure.
Oh, that was a 19 that rolled over to a 3. Oh God. Nope. Jeez. I don't know anything.
Okay. Well, maybe one of your other one of your other.
What do you know, Mulek, about if they're here looking for help? What can they do for them?
Well, let me see.
There you go.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, yeah, you know, Mulek, that a priest or a divine caster, presumably that might include druids, that has access to remove curse, could rid somebody afflicted. And now that, okay, there's two ways. With a 17, there's two ways. If you were born a normal humanoid and you were transformed by taking a wound from a lycanthrope, and you gain the curse of lycanthropy that way, a remove curse can do that. However, if your parents were lycanthropes and you were born as a lycanthrope, then it requires much more powerful magic. The only thing you've ever heard of that could cure that, and mainly it's just through stories, you've obviously never seen this happen, is through a wish spell.
Yeah, Thaldor, I don't know. You know, it can be cured. I didn't get the sense that these guys were like attacked by something. I don't know if it was inherent in their genes passed down from their parents. That would be a much more difficult thing to fix. I don't know if these druids can do it, but where I'm concerned is I think they're here thinking that they'll get healed. But if what we just heard up there, that takes place, I mean, these guys aren't druids, and I don't know. I mean, heart's pure and stuff. I mean, if this some flaming hell giant appears,
they're going to sacrifice them.
Yeah, that thing's gonna, I doubt that priest guy can control whatever gets summoned if it does. I think.
I mean,
yeah, it's not going to be good.
No, I don't think this whole thing's going to be good. I'm just curious. We can't just slaughter everybody in the camp. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is an option. But I think we'd be overwhelmed. Tacticiously, maybe we should let them go through with their ritual. If they try to sacrifice these guys, we stop it. But if they don't sacrifice them, here's the catch-22. If they don't sacrifice them, maybe we let them try to control their beast and destroy the the fort and maybe let them do their reckoning. That way we have the support we need. We can take them out and find out what we need to know. I mean, I'm not trying to play devil's or, hell's advocate here, but I'm just trying to say that we need to, weigh our options. We can't take the fort by ourselves. We don't know where the cult of the dragon is. We don't know what their route is. We knew they were going north. We know that's all we knew. I mean, we need options. And right now is if they go to try to sacrifice these guys, we intervene. If they don't, then we go through, let them do their plan. If they can control their beastie, if they can't, then we got to figure out a way to stop it. I mean, that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, either way, these guys can become more powerful than what we're trying to defeat. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never fought something that's been summoned from the depths of whatever. I don't know.
Well,
I'd hate to put, some of these innocent pilgrims' lives at stake. I don't know. Let's maybe go talk to the others and see what they think. And tomorrow, do a little bit of investigating. And
well, my question is this: do they do this ritual every year? Is this a yearly ritual they do, or is this like a one big time thing?
I don't know. I think this is like a one-time thing.
I guess we're flying by the seat of our trousers here, my friend.
I say we go talk to the others, sleep on it, and see what we find out tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So Brock had gone on down to the camp. Falliger, it looks like you're still up near the tower. Was there something you were wanting to do, or were you just heading down? Okay, you're heading down to the camp. All right. Okay, so yeah, you guys get back to the camp, and there's extra bedrolls out there for you. They have one of the druids has hobbled Rusty near a place where he can munch on some a little bit of green grass that's there, and they've taken one of their blankets, one of their extra blankets, and they've put it over him just in case, because it's it's probably going to get chilly tonight. And they one of them is there kind of with a brush, brushing down his flanks and patting him and making like soothing druid to animal sounds. You wouldn't be surprised if maybe he was having some sort of conversation with Rusty, but is taking care of the animal very well. The hyena, Maverick, is still getting a lot of attention from Faria. They are over here by the fire by now, Faria is now sort of playing with him and scratching him behind the ears. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? And and the hyena is kind of and just seeming enjoying that. Yeah. So there's the extra bedrolls that have been set out there for you guys, and there's extra blankets with those bedrolls. The elk also look like they are going to be there, and your bedrolls are positioned such that they're kind of two of them next to each other and then two others kind of next to each other. And as you guys get settled in the bedrolls, the elk actually come over and they sort of lay down in a way that sort of what little prevailing wind there is, they're kind of sheltering that wind, sheltering you from that wind. And they're they're close enough that you can feel a little bit of their warmth, of their body heat. So it's like they're just apparently they've been pressed into service to take care of the visitors. So
I'm gonna walk up to Freya and say, Freya, thank you for taking care of Maverick here. I'm sure he appreciated it.
oh yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Did so you got to talk to our host? What did you think? Do you believe that this ritual is going to be able to unify us and help the land?
Well, let me ask you this: have you seen a ritual like this before? How did you come to know of this ritual?
Oh well, um, about a month ago, several of our brothers were approached by members of this Circle of the Scarlet Moon, and they told us about this, that this ritual was going to happen. Now, I had never heard of the Circle of the Scarlet Moon, but that's not unusual. There are a number of druid circles that will appear from time to time, and some of them will fade away, and some of them will join in with other circles. We all follow the spirits of the land and the natural world, and some of us sometimes feel we are led to start a new circle, and sometimes those circles are for a specific purpose and for a season, and then the spirits lead us back into other circles. So uh, it doesn't surprise me that there would be a new circle that may have arisen, especially with all of the strange things going on. Perhaps this Elizar is something of a um, prophet, and is being led to bring us together in a uh, time of Faerun's need.
How is this How do you perceive this unification to take place? Like, what do you envision this ritual to cause to have happen?
Well, they talked about how it will purify the land, and it will be a cleansing of the evil, and the as they explained it, this um, wicker man, as they build the wicker man, they uh, build it with the uh, twigs and the sticks that represent the um, decay and the sin and the evil in the hearts of people. And then when they alight it, that represents the fires of pure faith that will cleanse the hearts of the people and will cleanse the land, and will bring us to uh, a better place. It's really very exciting.
Yeah, sounds exciting. Could you excuse me for a moment? I'm gonna let Maverick here stretch his legs. He didn't get much of exercise yesterday. I'm just gonna let him go get some exercise.
Oh, okay, all right.
I walk Maverick off to the side and I whisper to Maverick. I tell him to run off and just take point out in the woods somewhere. Just keep an eye on our camp, but if sees anything to come alert me.
And you get the understanding back that he will do so. And then he heads off and disappears into the woods.
And then I come back to the group.
Okay. All right. Brock, Fallinger, you guys want to converse with your hosts, or are you just looking to turn in and call it a night?
Yeah, I think Falliger is gonna get cozy and get some sleep.
Okay. Brock?
I'm gonna use some time before bedtime to use my background feature, Wanderer, to look for some small game and some to forage a bit. I don't want to draw any attention with like killing a deer or anything like that. So rabbit, squirrel, anything like that I can find.
Okay. Let me just make a roll here.
What's the like biome that we're in? What are we looking at here? Is it like rocky or what?
It is these hills are grass-covered hills for the most part. There are some rocks poking up above the grass here and there, and in normal times, you get the impression that um, the probably the grassland over the hills is very lush. As I said, it's kind of dry now, and there's little stands of trees here and there, and a lot of those look a bit wilted and bedraggled. And the grass and the shrubs, their leaves look a little wilted and whatnot. Because of that, it doesn't take you long. It takes you only about 15 minutes to find where there are um, a couple of rabbits that are trying to nibble at some half dead leaves on a shrub, kind of, just less than 100 yards away from the camp where you guys are. Um, so you're able to find them relatively quickly.
All right, I'll dress them, but I'll keep them uncooked until the morning. I also was I able to spot any natural water sources?
There's if you go maybe another 5 minutes over that way, there's like a little creek. So you can fill a water skin.
Cool. I'll refill mine and I'll keep that noted for tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Faldor, anything you're doing, or are you just gonna get ready for
just
turn in?
I'll look over to Mulek and go over and talk to him and say, hey, should we tell these guys what we know or wait till in the morning?
I say we regroup in the morning. I think we all need to get some shut-eye.
Sounds good. So I just go over, pat my bedroll, and lay down.
Okay.
With the dagger underneath my head.
Okay. Now, as you guys all turn in, or are all getting settled or as several of you are getting settled in the bedrolls, you do notice that 3 of the druids have also settled down into bedrolls, but Virigo here, one of the males, Virigo, he is sitting up as if he is going to keep watch. Do any of you want to also have watches for the party?
I'll definitely stay up at least the first 2 hours.
Okay. All right. Well, the first 2 hours pass, and then Virigo gets up and walks over and nudges Faria, and she wakes and she sits up to take watch, and then Virigo slides into his bedroll and goes to sleep. Brock, you gonna get one of your fellows up?
Nobody mentioned anything. So with that in mind, noticing
it.
Did you tell me beforehand?
I didn't think so, but if I sleep with my dagger under my head, that usually means I'm on watch.
Yeah, if you just wake up, I can't stop you from doing that. But yeah, I wouldn't wake anybody.
Yeah, you guys are adventurers, and so when somebody gets up, and these druids, they're trying to be quiet, but they're not trying to be sneaky quiet. They're just trying to be respectful of people that are sleeping. But adventurers tend to sleep kind of lightly, and so most of you probably would at least rouse a little bit towards consciousness as Virigo stirs. And Saldor, maybe you would recognize that the druids are changing watch. And you might open your eyes and see that Brock has been sitting up.
Yeah, I go and I wake up, tap Brock on the shoulder, say, "Man, go get some rest. I got this." And I put my dagger on my hip on my side and say, "I'll take the next watch."
Brock just nods and carries on.
Okay. All right. And then throughout the night, every 2 hours, the druids change, and if again, it kind of wakes everybody a little bit when they change watches. So we can just say that you guys also change watches. Nothing terribly unusual happens during the night. Whoever is on third watch does notice that several more people that look like the druids that are at the that are part of this Scarlet Moon Circle. Several more of them do come uh, into the area, and they walk straight up the path, and they go into the tower. They are not. They don't have anybody with them. They don't appear to be um, leading anyone. They're not carrying anything. It just looks like maybe they have been out scouting, or maybe they are just coming right at the last minute to be part of this ritual. Who knows? But they will arrive, and yeah, progressively through the night, it does get cold, and in the last hour or two before dawn, um, a very light uh, mist, or it's not a mist that's like falling like rain. It's more of a mist like fog um, develops, and when it starts to get light, you can see that there's now frost on the grass and on the leaves of the trees and everything. Um, and those of you who are on watch can see your breath uh, in the cold morning air, and you can see the breath of uh, those who are in their bedrolls. And I guess Mahoon is the druid who's taken the fourth watch, and so about just as there starts to be the first hint of maybe lightning in the eastern skies. Um, as the sky starts to just show a little bit, the first little bit of pre-dawn, he begins to get a new fresh fire going in the fire pit. And those of you who have been sleeping, oh, hey, that feels good, nice and warm. And you wake up and you realize, whoa, it's gotten really cold overnight. You're glad for that fire there.
I'll wake up as soon as I feel that, and I'll whip up a nice rabbit stew with whatever herbs, spices, and vegetables I found, and have it ready for everyone when they wake up.
Okay, all right. And druids, they say, "Oh, living off the land."
Yeah, there's one thing, cooking your own meal. No, you're not going to die afterwards.
Well, this is true. This is true. And so the druids, not all at the same time, but one at a time, they each go off for about 15 minutes. And they don't walk off very far. They walk maybe 25, 30 feet away from the camp or from the tents. And they find a little space and they put a little folded cloth down on the ground, and then they kneel down and they face towards the sunrise, and they kind of do a few little slow gestures with their hands, and then they sit there and they kind of have their eyes closed, just facing towards the sunrise. And you can kind of see they're not really speaking, but you can sort of see their lips moving a little bit, as though they might be reciting something to themselves, or doing some sort of ritual meditation or contemplation or something like that. And then as each one finishes, they come back to the camp. And they get ready for the day. And then one of them notices that Mulek now has a bag with him that he didn't have before. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot that what I was planning to do. I was planning to have the night be when we took our break. I have 10 minutes at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and take a break now for 10 minutes, and we'll come back at the top of the hour, and we will finish out the session.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the music on, and I'll mute myself.
So how you been, Ken?
Oh, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. How you doing?
Been doing good. So you've been playing WoW.
I saw you playing WoW, man. What happened?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened?
I mean, the conversation we had last.
Oh yeah, I switched to Shadowlands, and I seem to have found a pretty good little guild, man.
You got a new guild.
Nice.
Guild leader is a fairly young guy. He's a Christian, and he's real nice, and seems like it's going to be a good guild for raiding and whatnot. So
we're interested on your Shadowlands.
Awesome.
How is it?
I play into Paladin on the Alliance side for the first time in like 15 years, basically. So I'm having a good time.
Alliance,
huh?
Night Elf way back in the day. Alliance all the way.
I saw that you had. I think you had sent me an invite the other day, didn't you, Mike?
I think I did.
I was asleep. I meant to message you back and say I was in bed, but I mean the next day I was like, hey, I went to bed early because I went to bed around 30 minutes before you whispered me. I think it was.
It's all good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately, and I'm not bad at it.
I noticed that too. What's your thought?
I'm shocked. I like the story so far, and I'm in season 5 now.
Single player. Okay, that's totally different.
Yeah, I like it from the story perspective, but also it's not bad as a battle royale game.
Yeah.
And I'm horrible at building. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the best at building the structures like all these kids and younger people do. I'm not good, but I'm good at guns. Lord forbid, I get me a assault rifle, I'm going to kill you.
The good thing about that game is they've received so much money that the content updates are just great, outstanding.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm Ghost Rider right now. I did get that skin because I love Ghost Rider. But now that we're in season 5, tomorrow when I get paid, the battle pass is like $8, dude. But it unlocks the Mandalorian skin, and I love the Mandalorian.
Oh, hell yeah!
So for $8, I will do that.
Ghost Rider and the Mandalorian, bro. Yeah, I feel you.
I'm good. With that, I'm good. Like my buddy, he's an older gentleman, probably around Galley's age. And he plays, maybe younger than Galley. I don't know. He's an older friend of mine, and he plays it a lot. Like that's the only game he plays. And I watched and noticed he kept playing by himself. I've only been playing it for 2 weeks, dude. I usually finish top 10, or if not that, second place. I've won a few games too, but I usually finish in the top 10. So I'm not horrible. I mean, if I was horrible, I'd always finish like bottom 25, but I usually finish in the top 10.
The thing about that game is, yeah, it's like mainstream. It's like polished and, it works and all that stuff. It's got tons of money with content updates. But for me, like, I'm an old school gamer and like I play a lot of shit that most people don't even know about. People that like Fortnite, I just want to tell them all these other games that they'd probably enjoy way more. But
I used to play Halo with pistols. Come on now. Arma's good. I just don't have Arma money.
Good old Halo.
Arma money.
Arma, I think Arma's like still like a $40 game or something like that with all the DLC and stuff.
I think it was. It always, every sale that comes up. Like I think there's a sale now, the winter sale, or maybe it was last week. Every sale that comes up, it's like dirt cheap though.
My buddies play it. I might have to pick up a copy of it eventually.
Actually, yeah, I had a free copy, but it expired actually. But yeah, it's definitely worth to pick up. Even now, it's worth it.
Nice. It's just like I said, I've been enjoying Fortnite, playing with people that I know, and I've got a sub on my Twitch that I play with. He's a young kid, and he's not bad at the game. And you put me and him together, we're not bad. So, and he enjoys playing with me. He's a real big fan of mine. Apparently, he says, "You know what? I'm buying your mug." My coffee mug. He's like, I'm buying your mug next week, and I'm going to resub again next month. He uses his Prime subscription. He's like, yeah, and it's interactive. He gets to play with his favorite streamer. I don't know why I'm his favorite streamer, but I am. But and it's cool.
Try Mike. Try Hunt Showdown sometime. Even if you don't try, look up videos and watch it first. I think that you would like it a lot. There's like a cult following on Twitch that follow that game. So even if you dip into it just for a little bit, you might gain some new followers and whatnot. It's a great game.
Send it to me. Send that to me in a private message, and I'll check it out. I'm tonight, like after D&D, I might play some more Fortnite if my buddy's on. He's streaming now, but he's not streaming. Like it's weird. Like his Xbox. Like I said, he don't stream like I do through PC. He streams through his Xbox, and it's stuck at the Xbox streaming screen, and I don't know why. I guess he's just waiting for me to get done with D&D, I guess. But oh well. He's not got a big following or nothing, so I'm trying to help him out best I can with dual streaming with him and getting people, to check out his stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you got the right idea. The way you're doing your Twitch stream, incorporating the audience and just getting collaborators with you, you're doing the right thing, man. Like, you're on your way, bro. I'm happy for you.
I'm trying. If I could just pick up some more subs, if I could get at least 25 to 50 subs, I'd be making some money off Twitch, like decent money.
Bro, it's a steep hill to get started. Once you do, it's smooth sailing from there. Just keep at it.
Give me 5 years. I might make this a full-time job.
That's literally if you ask any because I've been watching Twitch streams like for a long fucking time. They'll all tell you the same thing. Like the first 5 years are just like 1 to 10 subs or followers, and all of a sudden it's 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300,000. It skyrockets. You just got to get over that hump, man.
Oh yeah, and like I said, at the moment in time, I do it as it's a hobby. Video games have always been my way to break free of the mold, so to say, just to relax, and just let go. And I stream as a hobby. It's like, look, hey, you want to help me grow my stream? That I'm all for that. You don't have to give tips. I don't ask for them. They're not required. If you do, I appreciate it. It helps my stream grow. It helps me out. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but it'll get there. Like I said, maybe in the next 5-6 years, it could take off. I have a brand, and nobody else has the name Doors of Fear anywhere, so it works out pretty well.
One thing I have learned from all my hundreds of hours, thousands of hours, maybe watching Twitch, you got to incorporate little things like the audience can put in little videos while you're playing, or like sound effects, or when they sub, they get a special little thing that they can play on their resub. Like little things like that is going to keep them paying and keep them coming back. But also, I just forgot what I was going to say. The most important thing. Shit.
Say thank you every time. I do every time.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Thank any new follower, new subscriber. Always.
Code Carnage, right? No. Well, he's like one of the biggest fucking streamers right now. He signs on and he's got like 20,000 viewers at all times. But I was watching him way back in the day when he played Arcade. That was the game I was trying to tell you about, Ken, last week. I couldn't think of
I played Arcade when it came out.
Yeah, Arcade was what I was thinking about. But anyway, I was watching him back when he was playing Arcade, and he had like a couple hundred viewers, and like he was nobody at that time. And then he's huge now, like way past Lyric and all the mainstream streamers.
I'll be right back. I gotta go make my sweet tea. Hold on.
Tea. Ken, you back to work yet?
Nope.
How long are you looking at?
I don't know, man. I got mediation on January the 4th, so we're gonna hash it out with the lawyers with mediation and see how much money I can get, and then they're gonna have to pay for.
Wait, you had to take this to court?
Oh yeah, I've had a lawyer since like 3 months after I got injured, or less. Maybe it might have been like a month.
Why though? Did your doctor not clear it, or what?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the dispute?
When I got injured, they kind of wanted to like push it around and do it in house, but I didn't feel like they had my best interests at heart, so I went and hired a lawyer, and they filed. So you can hire workman's comp lawyers, and they'll file all the paperwork. They'll do everything for you. Deal with the adjusters. They do all.
Giving you what you.
Huh?
You didn't think they were giving you fully what you deserved?
I thought, yeah. I don't think they were They're going to give me what I needed. I don't think they had. Why would they? They're an old company. They're not. They don't care. It's not like I'm the son of the owner or some shit.
Have you ever heard of H.H. Gregg?
Yeah.
I worked for them years ago when I was younger, and it's pretty much the same thing. They were old school, and they literally went out of business like 5 years after I left. But yeah, it was the same thing there, man. I understand.
So I've been sitting here trying to talk with the mute on.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't work, Gal.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Well,
at least you passed your stealth check.
Yes.
That's a newbie mistake.
All right, everyone. Welcome back. So morning has broken, and guys have broken your fast, and there's frost on the ground. The other camps are starting to wake up, and what I was gonna say just before is that Freya now notices that Mulek has a satchel that she apparently did not notice last night. That's new, and and she kind of is looking at that a little curiously. She doesn't say anything to you, but she's sort of looking at that curiously.
I've got two satchels or two bags. Can I tell which one she's looking at?
Yeah, she's looking at the one that Elizar gave you. the satchel that has the pine cones in it. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, she's looking at the one that has the pine cones in it.
Okay.
Do I notice her staring at that?
What's your passive perception?
Passive is 14.
Well, unless you would have a reason to make a perception check, probably not. Mielek notices it because of his high passive perception.
Let's just take a good walk and stretch our legs this morning.
Yeah.
I think we need to just go take a walk.
Yeah, I stand up, and I was about to do the same thing. I stand up and say, and I want to get a little bit better lay of the land since we got here so late last night. Anyone want to join me?
I will.
Yeah,
Brock,
I could drain the lizard.
I can show you a new place I found.
Excuse us while we take a little stroll, get our bearings a little bit here. I say to
Of course. And then she looks around and she says, where did Maverick go?
Oh, he does that. I let him go stretch his legs. Sometimes he'll be gone for days before I see him again.
And then she gives you a look of concern. Now, he's not going to go terrorizing the forest creatures, is he?
Oh, no. He's a friendly creature.
Oh, okay, if you say so. Good. And then they go back to discussing whatever they were. So
before we leave, I'll go to her and I'm going to ask her if she has access to clean water.
Oh yes, there's a little creek over there, and she points in the direction where you found the creek.
Brock will wink knowingly.
And yes, we fill our skins there at least once or twice a day.
Fresh water? Did I hear fresh water, Brock?
I already gave you your water. I typed it. You guys, I didn't say it because people were talking. But after breakfast, I went around and gathered water skins and refilled your water skins, so you have clean water.
I was just saying that as if we wanted to go. If you wanted to show us.
That can wait till later. I got something else I want to show you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we can just say that you guys step away. You don't need to, actually find a part of the map to go to. So now you guys are all off on your own, and there doesn't appear to be anybody around. You think you have a place that you can talk privately.
So, what are you guys' feelings about this ritual that's supposed to take place tonight? I got the feeling that this Elizar guy is kind of not telling all these people who gathered here what his real plans are.
My feeling on the matter is this Elizar guy is looking for fresh and easy blood, and he's about to kill some innocent people. This whole thing's bad. We went off on the beaten path to get help to attack that keep, and we don't even know if that keep, whatever cult that is, has ties to the cult we're after. This is a whole big waste of time, and a lot of people are in danger.
How do we know they're innocent?
I mean, you get vibes from people.
Well, I get the feeling talking to these druids that we just spent the night with that they're here under the pretense that they're gonna, kumbaya and bring peace to people, and they don't think that this Elizar guy is gonna summon some abyssal beast to start,
Look,
holy wrath.
I grew up in a big city. I know what a cult is, and this is a cult. This is not good for us or them or anyone here. And again, it's a waste of time that the cult we're chasing is gaining on us. We're losing them. We don't even know where they are at this point. This is a waste of time.
Not to. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Not to play Hell's Advocate here, like I told Mulek the other day, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And if they are summoning some God knows what to want to take out these cults, hey, I'm not against that. But if innocent people get hurt or they're wanting to sacrifice innocent people, okay, then I have a problem. But as things go, hey, I'm sitting back and waiting for the show because this could help us. I mean, we can't do this by ourselves. And once they tear our ass through the keep, if that's what happens, like I told Mulek last night, if that's what happens, okay, then, and then they're going to go after the cult of Tiamat, which wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit. But we need to look at our options. Like I said, if Mulek and me last night did a little bit of recon. There's 2 men here that Mulek believes, as he told me, are under the curse of lycanthropy, and they think that these people can heal them. Well, like I told Mulek last night, if they decide to sacrifice these 2 because they believe they're unpure, then we'll stop them. But other than that, if they don't sacrifice them, if they try to help them, okay, let's just go kick ass and take names later. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do, but I don't. Mulek, I'm sorry, Thaldur. As soon as he mentioned the fact that this beast is going to devour any who do not align with their goals, like that's a cult, man. I know what a cult is. That's a cult.
Well, so is the cult of Tiamat. But I mean,
my point. The point I'm getting to is what's the whole? If they're going to attack this keep like they say they are, that's their whole intent. What's the whole purpose of even summoning this beast? Drawing all these people here just to kill some of them.
I mean,
doesn't sit right with me.
What are we gonna do? Every damn town we come to, we just gonna take on every damn cult we see? And
I don't think we should have got off the damn boat. I think we need to head north like we were supposed to. It was a mistake, and maybe I made the call, and I regret that sitting here now. But I think we're wasting our time here.
I think it's one cult versus another. That's what I think. And I don't want to be caught ass in the middle of it.
Well, by now you guys know my nature. If I smell ill intent, I can't just stand by idly.
Well, we believe that if we don't do something, this Elizar fella is gonna summon an abyssal monster.
So in order to kill one cult, we let another cult kill innocents to help us. Is that right? Isn't that what the other cult is doing? Just killing innocents?
I mean, we don't know they're innocent. All right. Let me stress that again. Secondly, it's not our job to just run around trying to save everybody, Brock.
We don't know that everybody goes up that river is innocent either. I'm pretty sure they're not. That's not the point.
Well,
I think they go up that river, and people ought to be safe going up that river. So I'm for, if this is a cult versus another cult, I'd say we let them duke it out, and whoever wins, they're going to be weak. And if you still want to feel froggy, then we jump.
From my perspective, if we use this cult to attack the other cult, once that fight's done, we got another fight ahead of us, if you catch my drift.
Right.
Spend that time, that effort.
well,
I have to agree with Elizar, though.
There may be other druids here who are not under the same belief that summoning an abyssal creature, I don't believe any of these druids believe that's what's going to happen. And I think if we go around and find, we could probably strengthen our numbers and find those in this camp. And if we are able to tell them what Elizar's true plan is, that we could not only save them, but gain a force to help us on that keep.
I agree.
Guys,
That sounds like a plan.
I wouldn't be here today if someone else didn't intervene on my behalf and save my life. So I feel like I owe it to these individuals who I believe are in very dangerous circumstances to do something to help them.
Well, he wanted us to go around and talk to these camps for his reasons, but I think we should do the same thing for our own reasons.
Exactly.
Sorry, Falliger, but I think they have an idea.
Well, nobody listens to me anyway. Even though I turn out to be right most of the time.
It's a blessing and a curse. Blessing and a curse.
I will say, though, that this camp here, these people are pure. I'm pretty sure. I'd bet my life on it.
But it also varies on what somebody's definition of pure is.
Yeah, I got caught up in that definition, which I don't even use often or ever. You know what I mean, though. They're good people.
Fair. But yeah, I think we need to talk to these people, ask them if they know, because I want to know more about this festival. Like, I want to know if it's yearly, or actually, you know what? Screw that. DM, is it a yearly festival, or is it like just a one-time thing?
Well, you would have to ask people who live in
go to parts. It. That works. Good answer. Then I guess we'll ask them.
Yeah, Thaldor, I'm getting the belief that, you know, at least for these druids that we spent the night with, they had never heard of the Circle of the Moon druids.
I agree.
My belief is this guy sort of invented his own little cult, and he's gathered these other druids under the pretense that, hey, we're going to do a great good. And, you know, what he's going to do.
Got you. So we need to probably rally people to our side and take him out.
Yes. Well, like most cults, he's probably thinking that sacrificing innocent lives is going to make him more, in line with his deity.
Got you.
And I have the belief that this abyssal abomination, whatever, is not going to be able to be controlled. But that's just a guess on my part.
We don't even know if it's real. Maybe it's just going to be him killing people. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know. All right, who should we go talk to? Who should we just work our way up the hill?
Let's go.
Should we head over to this group?
Yeah, one straight to the east.
All right. DM, what do we see over here as we start to come up this path?
Okay, you start walking over that way, and as you get maybe within about 30 feet of the camp, everyone make me a perception check. Oh, ooh. That's kind of not a surprise with Mulek. And actually not kind of not a surprise with Falliger, given the background.
That sucks.
Wake up, Thaldor.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I can put my eyes. Well, I don't even put my eyes. Eyes eagle to give me an advantage on those, but I'm good.
Okay. The only surprise roll was Brock. Brock, Mulek, and Falliger. All of you notice that there's something not quite right with this brown bear. And the brown bear kind of looks up as you all approach, and then it sort of shifts a little bit, and all of you realize that this bear has bloody wounds on the tips of its paws. And you see that on each of its four paws, two of its claws have been, probably ripped out by the roots. So this bear has been maimed. by somebody.
Hey, you guys go ahead and talk to the people. I'm gonna have a chat with this here bear. Brock's gonna sit down, cross-legged in front of the bear if he allows him, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals as a ritual.
Okay, so the other three of you, are you going to head on up towards the towards that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going up towards the people.
Okay. There's two human men that are sitting by the bonfire, finishing up their breakfast. There's a peg pounded into the ground and a chain leading to a collar on the neck of this brown bear sitting over there. And they have robes that make them look like druids, and they say, "Oh, welcome, welcome. How are you? How are you today, gentlemen?"
I'm doing well. Surprisingly, does this festival happen every year? Is this a one-time thing? I mean, can you describe to me this festival? They're going on the Wicker Man.
Oh, no, this festival of the Wicker Man. This is not a mere annual celebration, and this is a very special ritual that happens only in times of great need, when evil has arisen in the land, evil that must be purged by the holy fires of those whose hearts are pure.
Mm. So, how long have you been a member of this order of the? You said Order of the Moon.
Circle of the Scarlet Moon.
Circle of the Scarlet Moon Society here.
Oh, well, we have been members as our fathers before us were members. We were brought up in the circle.
I give a look over at Mulek, like I just look over at him and give him that look, like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The same.
Go ahead, do an insight check. Yeah.
The dice are rolling storage for me tonight.
Mulek, yeah, these guys, you kind of wonder about them. They don't quite act right for druids, but clearly, with the way they talk, they clearly are in league with this Elizar guy, because they're almost parroting some of his same language that he uses when he talks about the cleansing fires, or the cleansing of the land.
Can I roll an investigation check to, like, let me describe how I'm playing this. That any subtle nuances that I would notice, like stuff that doesn't, like, that would give them away without having an insight on them, but like give them away as this don't seem right, like something's out of place.
With a 7, no, you really wouldn't be able to do that. You know, if enough time passes and you're able to make a subsequent insight check and you get a better roll, then maybe you can start. Or if somehow one of your party members is able to sort of point something out to you, then maybe you can figure it out. But with a 7,
got you.
You got quite the bear over there. You had that bear long?
Yes, he's a wonderful companion. He's called Blue.
Blue.
Yes, he's a brown bear, but you know, the spirits The spirits just spoke to us and said that he's called Blue. So, the spirits named him, not us.
Well, my name's Mulek. It was nice to meet you.
Oh, yes, Mulek. And the one that is standing closest to Thaldor here, his name is Aelbrith, and the other one gives his name as Ingolf.
Ingolf. Love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is great.
Ingolf. So, the druids at the Lower East camp are okay, and we're just gonna say that has taken that conversation you guys had took about 10 minutes. So, Brock, your ritual is done as they are exchanging names over here. So you now
Brock's
have
sitting cross-legged. He finishes his little ritual and he looks up at the bear and opens his eyes.
yeah, and so the bear is looking at you, and there's a look in the bear's eyes of kind of curiosity mixed with fear. And you have to, I believe the way this thing works, you actually have to say something that the bear would recognize that you're able to talk to it. It doesn't just know that you can talk to it. So you have to initiate something.
Greetings, friend. How are you?
And it says, oh, help, pain.
I see your claws are damaged. What happened?
And it sort of turns its head towards the two druids at the camp where it is, and then it looks back at you and says, "Evil, cruel, pain."
We know. Easy, friend. Listen, we're going to end all this here. You just got to be patient. Do you know of any other camps in this vicinity that are also with these people that you are next to?
And kind of looks beyond you over at the camp where you were last night, and then says, "Kind ones." And then it kind of looks straight up the hill to the north, and then also sends kind ones. And then it kind of looks back off. Well, here, I'll do this so that you have kind of an idea, depending on how you have your Zoom set up. He looks this way, and he says, kind ones. He looks this way, and he says, kind ones. And then he looks this way, and he says, strange, scared ones.
Yeah, strange and scared. But are they
And-
good?
And says, as long as they have control.
I see.
If they lose control, they are bad.
We'll work on that. What about the camp opposite them?
And then he kind of looks up this way, and he says, great evil.
I got you. Listen, friend, what's your name?
And he says, okay,
These are fine tents you have over here. I'm just distracting these guys. Brock's talking to their bear. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, here we go. He says, I am Bernardin.
Well met, Bernardin. My name is Brock. When the time comes, I need you to find your way to my side. Do you understand?
And he looks at you and he says, he kind of looks at his forepaws and he says, hurt, not fight well.
Brock opens up his jacket, his leather jacket that he wears, showing off the newly grown chest hair, kind of burly like a bear. And he kind of pulls up and holds up his bear necklace towards the bear. And he says, I honor your kind. You're brave, you're strong. Find your way to my side when the time comes.
And he says, Will, friend Brock.
Brock gives a nod, closes his eyes for a few moments, and then stands up.
Okay. All right.
Gentlemen, it's been a wonderful conversation, but I think we should go back and check on our buddy Falliger, make sure he's getting his horse, prepared, just, cleaned up and things like that. But it's been great talking with you today.
Yeah. And they say, oh, yes, and the ritual tonight will be wonderful.
We look forward to it.
Yes. Yes, as do we. All right. So you guys make your way back over there.
Elizar is
yeah.
He's playing, he's picking at his guitar and he's talking and kind of flirting with Faria or whatever I think is her name. And
Faria, yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it.
Come up to Falliger, I tap him on his shoulder. I was like, we need to talk for a minute, buddy. Can you come over here for a minute? Sorry to take him away from you, ladies. I know he's a handsome man, but we got to talk for a minute.
And they say, oh yes, you play the fiddle, or you play the guitar wonderfully. There's a fiddler at a camp higher up the hill. Maybe you could talk with her, and you both could entertain the camp during the day today. And they point up this way when they say that. Talk about the fiddler. And you guys remember hearing a fiddle on the night wind last night at some point.
Did Mulek recognize the tune at all, or was there anything special?
No, it was just kind of like little snatches of music.
Okay.
I didn't really recognize the tune at all.
Allie, out of character question. The
Sure.
tokens that we're seeing at the camps, are those representative of how many numbers are actually there?
Those are representative of how many you can see at each camp, yes.
Okay, cool.
So whether that's all of them or not, don't know.
Should we gather up here and chat, guys, for a little?
Yeah, I was going to say, as we head north up the road, Brock will kind of like stop you guys halfway up the road, kind of in between camps, and kind of tell you everything that he had in conversation with the bear, pointing out the camps of what he knows so far, the one closest to the northeast, the far northeast, and then the one straight north. Give you the runabout about that stuff. Then he'll add, the camp to our northeast is, the bear says they are good people, but I think we still need to introduce ourselves and give them reason to hope if the need comes.
Yeah. I think we need to, go talk to them. What that bear said about the group to the far northeast jives with what Casper was giving me signals about.
If it's up to me, I'd say we skip that far northeast camp. We know they're bad. That's conversation with them isn't going to bring us anything. I would say the halfmen to the north. We got to find a clever way to bring them to our side. So maybe we can skip that one and head far northwest for now.
I agree. I think they are good. I got the feeling that those are good men.
So we head northeast, introduce ourselves to these fine folk, and then head far northwest.
Or I would probably head up to the far northwest first. Knock those out since we don't know anything about them.
Yeah, maybe we dine with the camp to the northeast later tonight. I can get some good rabbit stew made up for them, and that'd be a good way to introduce ourselves.
When you say northeast, you're talking about this one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So let's head I say we head all the way up to.
Okay, can you ping where you want to? Oh, okay, all the way up there. Okay. All right. So you guys head all the way up this way. You pass by the camp with the two men, and they look at you. In the light of day, these two guys, they still have a bit of a feral look about them, but they are they now have seen you several times, and they don't they don't scrutinize you quite so closely. As you get up here, it sounded like you guys were going to sort of pass by this camp, but as you get up here, you notice that there is apparently a druid here, and then 3 people that are kind of dressed like rangers.
I don't know.
Scouts or rangers.
I don't know if I'm forgetting, but the bear didn't say anything about this camp, correct?
Correct. The bear did not.
You look out of character. Was there a reason you wanted to pass by this one?
I just wanted to go to the far and just work down. No particular
way down.
Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. They sort of see you walking past, and it doesn't look like they're going to stop, and they just sort of watch you walk by, or they notice you. They don't pay a whole lot of attention to you. As you do pass by the camp, you do hear, coming from this camp you are making for, you do hear the sounds of a fiddle. And this fiddle is playing a very merry tune. And the okay, so the okay, let's see. Okay.
As we're as we're walking up, I'm going to cast this.
Okay. Detect magic. Okay. All right. So the song that you hear is a go ahead, because you now can hear the full tune. Go ahead and both Mulek and Fallager, actually anybody who wants to, can roll a history check, but Fallager, you as a musician will get advantage on this history check because this is a history check to see if you recognize the name of the tune.
30-20. Hallelujah. Something good for once.
History, eh?
I got a 33.
Damn.
I see a 27.
Do I even need to roll?
27 plus a 4 guidance.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta
So, yeah, you
roll
get
again.
advantage, Fallager, so you can roll again.
Oh, okay.
Because you're a musician. That's why you
Yeah.
get
Oh,
advantage.
yeah. There you go.
Okay. Actually, yeah, a 15 is the number we were looking for. So I just wanted to see whether this was one that you automatically had in your repertoire, but it's not. Faldor, Mulek, and Fallager all recognize this jig as one called the Lilting Banshee. And it is a popular country dance that you will often hear in small towns at festivals and things like that. And it traditionally is played on either the pipes or the fiddle. And there is a woman there playing a fiddle, and she's got two very interesting companions. The woman is an elf wearing robes, and she's playing a fiddle. And there are two small winged humanoids that are flitting around on little gossamer wings and dancing in and out of the smoke above the fire. In time with the music. And this elf, she's got a smile on her face as she's playing, and these two creatures, they're smiling, and they all look like they're about to burst out in laughter. This is a these three are very festive.
See. It looks genuine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Fallager, why don't you see if you can start playing with them?
Yeah, we need to get a feel for these people, Fallager.
I left my guitar back with Rusty.
And saying you didn't leave your voice, did you?
I'm not much of a singer.
I call bullshit on that part.
Doubter's just laughing.
I'll
And okay, so as you guys get close enough, and maybe Brock and Fallager have kind of been talking more quietly, but then Brock says something funny, and Faldor laughs aloud. At that, the elf, she doesn't stop playing, but she turns towards you, and the two winged humanoids, they also turn towards you, and they wave, and she kind of gives a little nod of her head. She keeps playing, and kind of gestures that you all should come on into the camp.
Well, you saw the woman.
Fallager, music and women. How can you resist?
And I'm just still rolling.
And so she is playing, and she gets into the final stanza, and traditionally this is one of those jigs where the final stanza gets played faster than the previous stanzas, and it's supposed to like speed up until it's kind of as fast as the fiddler can play it, and then finally she ends with the last two chords, and the music sort of floats off into the air, and the two creatures in the smoke, they fly over, and they are clapping, and they say, "Oh, Karina, that was lovely. That's the best rendition you played of that since we've been here." Ha 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 ha. And she looks, and she says, "Oh, Flix, Aphid, uh, that's uh, that's so kind of you. But we have guests. We have guests. Gentlemen, welcome, welcome. I am Garina, and these two sprites are my friends, Flix and Aphid."
That was some mighty nice playing.
Oh, why, thank you, sir. Thank you.
I recognized it. I just was enjoying listening to it.
Oh,
That song's got some lyrics to it, doesn't it?
well, yes. Yes, but I have forbidden Flix and Aphid from singing because they, they're sprites, and they couldn't help changing some of the lyrics, and invariably they would make it something very naughty. And the two sprites, they look scandalized. And they're like, "Oh, Karina, we wouldn't do that. Well, not much." And the one of them looks at the other one and says, "You would too. You would make everything just dirty, because you're just dirty, dirty, dirty."
Well, it's a good one. I like it.
So are you all here for the ritual?
Yeah. Yeah, it's we're real excited to travel pretty far just to come participate. We're first timers.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, I am too. I am too. There's been such trouble lately, and the Scarlet Moon, the circle of the Scarlet Moon druids were passing through the village, and they talked about this ritual, and they said that it would be nice to have some music in the lead up to the ritual this evening. So they asked me if I would come and play, and they have offered me a few silver if I will play, and if I can be of any help to bring about healing from all of the evil that has been going on in this, that would do my heart so much good. And of course, Flix and Aphid, they had to come along. And they say, "Yes, you have to make sure that she doesn't get in trouble." Good
morning. My name is Mulek.
Oh, hello, Mulek.
You mentioned evil. What evil have you encountered?
Oh, well, there's something is dreadfully wrong with the weather. You can already feel it now that the sun is up. How unseasonably warm it's going to be today, and it's so dry. There should be rain at least every third or fourth day, and it's getting close to time that some of the lighter rainfall should turn to sleet or maybe snow. But it's been 10 days since there's been a drop of rain in the village. Something is not right. And then there's the people gone missing, and the attacks, and we hear reports from settlements not far away from our village that orcs have attacked. It's dreadful.
When you say village, are you talking about this village or another village that you come from?
Oh, no. I am from a nearby village. I am from the village of... What village is she from? Oh. Do. I'm from the village of um I'm from the village of Tribor.
And did you come here by yourself, or did anyone else accompany you, other than your two
Oh.
sprite friends?
Oh no, the druids were on their way back here, and so I came with them. Lovely people.
And so you're here for this ritual this evening. And
Yes.
what is your belief of this ritual? What do you believe is going to happen?
Well, I just have to hope that it's going to bring some healing to the land.
You said that it's been unusually warm.
Well, the temperature overnight is right. I mean, it should be getting cold, and we should be having frost in the morning, like we did this morning. But we should be feeling the autumn in the air during the day, and yet it feels like a dry, hot summer during the day. Haven't you noticed? Or are you not from around these parts?
I mean, we kind of noticed, but we had heard stories that there is some weird weather up this way.
Yes, indeed.
How long ago did you say this weather started acting peculiar?
Oh, it was probably a month ago that we noticed the rains were slowing down, and then, like I said, it's been 10 days since there's been any rain at all in our village.
And
It seemed very dry on the trip down here too.
How long ago did you meet these druids?
Probably a 10-day ago they were in the village, and it took us 5 or 6 days to come down here.
Very strange indeed.
What can you tell me about the bear at the camp to the southeast? Seems pretty not ordinary.
I don't know anything about a bear. Is it a pet of one of the druids, or a companion of one of the druids?
I'm not sure. I was hoping you could tell me. I'm surprised that you missed the huge bear sitting outside of someone's camp.
Oh, well. Now, Aphid and Flix will deny it, but I have to be careful with them around. If you know anything about sprites, you know that it is in their nature to be creatures of chaos. So I have to keep them away from others, and that means that I have to stay at my camp, and I cannot let them out of my sight. And they are like, "Oh, Karina, you wound us. We wouldn't do anything to hurt anyone." And she says, "That is not what I said. Do you remember the first morning when we awoke and you, in the night, had tied the beards of 2 of the druids together? Those are the kind of pranks that humans do not take kindly to. You cannot just go around doing that because it seems fun at the time." And they're like, "Oh, but Karina, all that hair is right there. Something needs to be done to it. And she's like, and then she turns back to you and says, "You see, I dare not, go mingle in the other camps. No telling what would happen, what kind of mischief these two would cause."
So you've had no runnings in with any of the other camps.
No, I'm just basically here as hired entertainment for the lead up to the ritual this evening. There's going to be, um, I understand that in the early part of the afternoon, they are going to begin a feast, and they will um, ask me to play as the feast begins. And then when the feast is over, they will have time for some games and some dances, and they will want me to play for the dances.
I
And
understand. I understand. What are your thoughts on this ritual? The master and the beast he plans to summon.
oh
Bear in
well,
mind,
Never
is it
mind.
a yearly thing or is this something that you've never heard of before?
oh no, I've never heard of the ritual of um, the ritual of the wicker giant. I've never heard of that. Uh, but the druids are so earnest in their belief that this is going to um, bring healing. That
So you were promised healing to come here. Healing of what?
healing for the land, healing for the land.
Don't you think that it's kind of a terrible name when you really think about it?
Seems everybody was promised a different sort of promise.
And she looks at Falliger and she kind of cocks her head. What seems a terrible thing?
The name Wicker Giant, it just doesn't seem very inviting. You know, it's kind of ominous. Maybe they should have called it Burning Man or something like that. You know,
Oh heavens, burning a man, that would be horrible. They they only barbarians burn people at the stake. That would be a horrible name for something. Burning Man.
well, it's just
Listen,
an idea.
ma'am, fairy, whatever title you
Oh,
assume.
I'm just the fiddler.
If this man, this priest, were to be evil, and his intent were to lure you in here to kill all of you, what would you do then?
And she, for the first time since you've been talking to her, her smile falters, and she says, "What do you mean? What do you mean? If there's a there,
Maybe
I
you
mean,
should maybe you should sit down.
I mean exactly what I say. I have reason to believe that this is all a trap. That he's willing to sacrifice your life to better himself in the eyes of his deity. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm right. If I'm right, we will defend and not let him live. Let's put it that way. If that were to happen, can we count on you?
I don't know what you think I am. I'm a simple fiddler. I'm no. I,
I'm not asking you for anything other than what you can offer.
if I felt like this ritual was putting me in danger, uh, I would simply flee. I I would not try to help you or not try to hinder you. I would just flee from my life like any sensible person would.
I can't fault you for that. I've seen bigger men and better men, no offense, flee from a battlefield. So if that's what takes you, then so be it. but when the time comes, just be ready for that.
Well, I'm from a religious order, and I can tell you that things around here aren't up to snuff. I mean, the weather's been hot, you said, and strange, and no rain, and then all of a sudden it's, let's have a fire ritual festival, and seems a little coincidental, if you know what I mean.
My recommendation, it looks like there's only one way this location that you're camped at. My recommendation would be before this ritual gets started, you make your way down towards the bottom so that you're ready to flee if it comes.
So, Gally, I just critted insight on this person. This is very. What do I read?
She's an elf.
Oh,
Yeah, there's two sprites with her. The two small figures are sprites, but she's an elf. And your insight is that she just has been a complete open book to you guys.
okay,
She
perfect.
has been.
Did she give her name?
Yes.
Garina. Garina or Karina. I think you said it.
Let me grab the names here for you.
Garina and Flix and Aphid.
Gally, you see names and location channel, please.
Okay. All right. So that is that is where we that is where you are. And when you start, okay, everybody give me a perception check. And you Mulek, you don't have to roll this, but everybody else roll me a perception check.
My fucking crits! Oh my god!
Okay.
The dice love you tonight.
Okay. All right. Only Mulek and Brock were high enough scores to notice this, but when Brock starts talking about maybe that this guy is not on the level and maybe there's some something not quite on the level with this ritual, you two both notice Flix and Aphid. Their eyes go to the wicker giant, and then their eyes go and they look at each other, and then they look back at the wicker giant, and then they look back at each other, and then there's kind of like these little grins that come on their little sprite faces. That it's like it's exactly what you would expect to see, like if kids were planning to try to do something that maybe they thought would be funny.
Garina, I believe you are true. I believe you're a good person, but I think your sprites here that you have with you might be up to some naughty things.
And she turns and she says, "Are you two planning some mischief?" And they look at her and they just put these angelic expressions of innocence on their faces, and they
Garina.
go, "No, Karina, no."
Mulek jumps in as well and says, "No, I saw it as well."
Karina, listen to me. There's going to be something that goes down here soon. I believe you're a good person and you don't want to take part. You already said so yourself. Get your sprites. Leave now.
Oh, I think it would just be terrible. And Elizar just kind of looks over at the sprites, and as he's talking, and he says, "Oh, it would just be terrible if someone had set fire to that wicker giant before the whole ceremony started. I think that would just be terrible, terrible, terrible."
Oh, I happened to drop my tinder box right here on the ground. Oh, what happened? It slipped out of my pack.
And when Falasher says that, the two sprites look at him in astonishment, and it's the kind of astonishment that you would see if you had told somebody exactly what they were thinking. And it's like they look completely busted.
It's like, and then like I said, along with Falasher, and I just said, "Oops, I dropped my tinderbox out of my pack." I don't know how that happened.
Garina looks at Falasher and looks back at the sprites, and her eyes narrow, and then she looks over at Brock, and she looks at Mulek, and she's like weighing you guys considerably. Let me see.
Mulek looks at Brock and notices what Falasher and Thaldor are doing, and I kind of say, "This actually might be a good thing."
As much as I appreciate the thought, we need to see how this plays out.
And Garina looks at all of you and says, "Well, I don't know why, but I'm swayed by you." And she then looks back at Aphid and Flix and says, "Aphid, Flix, I have grave misgivings about this ritual. I think we may be in danger. I am going to leave the coin that they gave me in my tent, but we are going to leave as soon as I can pack my things. I will not take the coin that these druids have already given me. I don't want them to have any reason to come find me, but I think we must get away." And she looks very shaken, and for the first time you see something other than mischief or glee on the faces of the sprites. They look genuinely worried. They're not used to seeing her look like this. And they're like, "For true, you think there's something that is bad? Well, should we not do something to try to foil their plan?" And she's like, "No, you should not. You might get hurt. We should go away. We should all leave. 3 of us. As quickly as we can. Get your things together. We're going."
Karina, I know that you are scared, but I caution you to not make a scene and try to make it appear that you are not scared as you are leaving this place. I need you to try to act as normal as possible.
And she looks at you and she nods solemnly. And she says, "Thank you, friends. And if your misgiving, or if your fears are true, take care of yourselves."
You have food and water on the road.
Yes, we do. We have everything we need.
My fair lady, Garina, it was a pleasure meeting you. And if you find yourself in Waterdeep sometime, stop by the Yawning Portal and drop the name Falasher at the barkeep, and I'm sure he'll give you a free one on me.
Oh, well, that's
just it's the bard that's scared to go to the hole, and he'll know exactly who you're talking about.
I give her 50 gold and say, "Get where you need to go now."
Her eyes go wide. She says, "I can't accept this much gold."
"Yes, you can. Just take it."
And you will.
And they, Flix and Aphid, they look and they fly over and they look in Karina's hands and they say, "We're rich. We're rich." And
they think that's rich?
Apparently. And Karina looks shocked with that much money. It's like, it's like then there's a look for an instant. There's a look for an instant, like, you know, there's some look that goes across her face, and it's a mix of fear, a mix of anxiety, a mix of gratitude, and a mix of suspicion. All, everything is kind of trying to compete at once on her face, and you probably don't know what that means, but that's fine. And so she then um, bobs a little curtsy to all four of you, and she darts into her tent, and you can hear her putting her instrument away and then packing up her belongings. And the two sprites dart into their tent, and they begin to pack up their belongings. And clearly, they're not going to be striking the tents or anything like that because they don't want it to look like they have gone. But they then they step away and they begin to go down the hill. And I think that's where we will leave it for tonight because we are actually a little over time.
Before we end, did my detect magic detect anything, whether from the green pine cones in my satchel or maybe the coins that she referenced getting from the druids? Or anything else in the area within 30 feet of where I would have been?
The pine cones, there's some slight magic on it, and it detects as divination magic, which is kind of aligned usually with things like where you're trying to discern the accuracy of something.
Mm-hmm.
So they have some sort of a divination aura about them. And then when Garina comes out of her tent, she has her pack all packed away, except she has in her hand a tube. And she walks over to Thaldor, and she puts the tube in Thaldor's hands. And clearly, this is a scroll tube. And Mulek, you can tell that there's an aura from in there. And she says, "You have been too generous. Please, these may be of use to you. I will not accept them back. You and your friends take these, use them."
I appreciate that, but the gold was a gift. But thank you. And I know this is a scroll tube.
Oh yeah. You know what a scroll tube is.
So I look over to Mulek. Mulek, I think you can use these better than I can.
I appreciate it, Thaldor. I definitely can tell there's some power in that tube, so I'll identify what it can do later.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right. And I'm just going to say as we end that the tube has 2 scrolls in it. The tube carries a scroll of lesser restoration and a scroll of skywrite.
Okay.
Oh, what? What are they? Sorry.
Lesser
It's in
Restoration and Skywrite.
Discord.
Oh, ooh, sounds like
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah. So they're both second level spells.
Nice. All right, guys. I love y'all, but I'm about to get off here.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great rest of your evening. I'll let y'all know how the doctor goes Monday.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
but I will definitely let you know.
I hope
So-
hope everything goes well, and I hope they find it something they can easily treat and it's not terribly serious.
Me too, because I don't want to get surgery.
Yeah.
I can't afford to be out of work 6 weeks.
Before you do drop off, anything special coming up on your channel before next Thursday that people should know about?
I'm actually streaming here in just a few minutes. I've got one of my subscribers with me. I'm going to be streaming Fortnite season 5, so we're having fun with that. It's been great lately. I can't say I've been addicted to it, but I have. So we're streaming that and just doing probably duos and arena duos, so I can get some hype. So it'll be fun. And guys, like I said, love y'all. Great group of friends. Love y'all to death. And I will see y'all next week. If not before then. I know I might see some of you before then, but y'all have a good one.
Okay.
All viewers,
All right.
a follow. He's a good guy on Twitch. Same name.
Yeah. Give Doors of Fear a follow. He is in the chat. So if you find him, Doors of Fear on Twitch, follow him. He's got some other games that he does. All right, and viewers, thank you. We've started off with a couple of viewers, and we're all the way up to 6 by the end of the stream. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming out tonight. Hope you've enjoyed our game, and we will see you all next week, next Thursday night. Also, remember Sunday or Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on this Twitch channel. We have the Lost Mine of Original D&D, and then Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. we have our Walker of Waterdeep campaign. All 3 of the games should be happening this week because there are no holidays or other disruptions to the schedule, to my knowledge. And those of you who only join us on Thursday, we will see you again next Thursday night. Thank you so much for spending part of your time with us. Stay safe, stay well. We know that everything is getting closer to having some vaccines, but we still have a couple of more months that everybody has to be a little bit careful about what they're doing and not let your guard down too early. So, talk to you all later. Good night, everyone.